Everyone knows Rimowa. They've been around since the 1800s, invented the polycarbonate suitcase, and they've been the reigning champs of aluminum luggage for a very long time. But I think they have finally been dethroned by this. This is the Tumi Continental 19-degree aluminum carry-on. It's sleek, it's sexy, and it's made by Tumi, who have been making incredible quality luggage since 1975. Hello, I'm Chris O'Leary, and this is Around the World, a fun, family-run, travel-related YouTube channel. Okay, so why do I prefer this Tumi to a Rimowa Original or a Rimowa Classic? Well, one is the aesthetics. Now, I am a fan of Rimowa's straight and strong, rigid lines, but I absolutely love this twisted look from Tumi. I can't really put my finger on it as to what it is, it's just so good to look at. See? It's beautiful. I also want to say I'm just not a huge fan of trends, and while I think the style of the Rimowa is timeless, I feel like since they sold 80% of their company to Louis Vuitton in 2016, more and more of their luggage has been popping up everywhere. And now for me, it's getting to be like Tesla's, where I think there's a few too many of them floating around out there. Okay, but moving on, let's get to another thing that I think this Tumi does way better than Rimowa, and that's this. You heard it. Before I bought this Tumi, I went to multiple Rimowa stores to test out their aluminum carry-ons, and while the original and the classic have very different locking mechanisms, both of them failed to live up to the lovely feel and sound of this Tumi. The old-school briefcase locks on the Rimowa Classic required quite a bit of oomph to latch properly. I found myself having to make multiple attempts to push the locks into place before they actually clicked in. And when it came to the Rimowa Original, those locks might be bomb-proof, but even the sales rep, whose job it is to open and close those suitcases all day, struggled to latch the suitcase closed when displaying that carry-on for me. Meanwhile, the latches on this Tumi are so satisfying to open and close, and you can manage them one-handed, no problem at all. Tumi compares the feel and sound of these locks to opening a car door, and honestly, I completely agree. I mean, listen. I know you can't feel it, but it sounds incredible. If we dive deeper into the suitcase, we'll see another reason that I prefer this Tumi to the Rimowas, and that is the dividers. Now, the Rimowas have these strong, flexible compression dividers that'll probably last a lifetime. But if you ever open your suitcase on its side, you'll quickly lose any loose, small items that are tucked in around the edges. Unlike this Tumi. Here, each side of the luggage has its own zipper divider, complete with an extra pocket for small items, which allows you to make maneuvers like this when going through security. Try that with a Rimowa. Finally, the last thing that would make me pick this Tumi over a Rimowa 100 times over. The handles. Do you hear that? That's the sound of a design department that gives it. Rimowa, how is it that you've been making luggage for over 120 years and you still can't do this? Even the infants over at Away Luggage have figured it out. Sorry, for those of you who are confused by why I'm so upset right now, just watch this real quick. The Rimowa handles are loud, aggressive, and completely indefensible. Get with it, Rimowa, I'm sorry. Stop wasting your time on things that nobody asked for, like infinite stopping telescopic handles. We don't need all those options. 3 heights is plenty. Okay, I don't want to end this by just yelling at Rimowa a bunch, so I'll tell you about the one thing that Rimowa does do much better than this Tumi, and that is the weight. Both the Rimowa Original and this Tumi Continental hold 35 liters, and they're about the same size in cubic inches. But the Rimowa does that while only weighing 9.5 pounds. This Tumi, on the other hand, weighs 11.8. So that's a little over 2 pounds, 1 kilo for those of you across the pond. And that extra weight will make a difference on the scales, especially if you're buying a larger checked bag and don't want to be charged an overweight fee. However, when it comes to the carry-on size, I personally don't mind if this Tumi needs a little bit more love to get into the overhead compartment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, you can push the like button at the bottom and subscribe to our channel for more travel-related content. Once again, I am Chris O'Leary, and this is Around the World.